What's going on to all my concept thinkers out here? I am Mr. J. Howard. Today, of course, another video extraordinaire. If you find any conceptual, usable, great educational value from these videos, of course, I need you to hit that like button. I'm going to point in all different directions here. Hit that subscribe button. Make sure that you stay tuned in to Mr. J. Howard's videos. We're going to teach you some real estate wholesaling, some fix and flip strategies, some new construction strategies, and I'd even talk about property management a little bit. But all things real estate, we want to make sure that you are able to get something from this and go out and make some dollars. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into today's video. First and foremost, thank you all so much. We did cross that 100 subscriber mark. There is a video I think we're still editing. The big thank you. You guys are absolutely amazing. The feedback that's been coming in has been phenomenal. Just really letting us know tips, strategies, keys, and things that people want to hear more of. A couple more book reviews. So I'm super excited about that because I do happen to read a lot. And then, of course, just more walkthroughs of some of the different projects. So that's, of course, always exciting. Today, one of the things that we're going to talk about has been highly recommended, and I promise I'm going to deliver to you a lot more of this. I love this part, right? So we're going to talk about the top 5 things or 5 steps, I would say, when going through a wholesale cold call, right? So wholesaling is absolutely phenomenal. Obviously, our channel focuses a lot on wholesaling. A big part of wholesaling and wholesaling success is cold calling. So we have to make sure that these top 5 wholesale cold call tips will lead you to success. And I know they will because I use them almost on a daily, if not weekly basis. And I continue to train these. We talk about it in my group. I'm excited because the 5K before 5 o'clock course, it's on its way, guys. It's on its way. So stay tuned for that. We talk definitely a lot about cold calling, some tips and strategies and some things for you to know. So without further ado, let's dive right into it. So these are the top 5 things that you want to focus on when conducting a wholesale call or going through that whole wholesale call process. So the first thing is going to be know your mission. All right, know your mission. Know what you're on the call for, right? You have an intended goal at the end of that call. You need to sound certain about that, all right? So that can be anything from you're looking to close the deal to you're looking to close the deal to you're looking to close the deal. And because you have those things at the forefront of your mind, you should remember that going into that call. It's going to sound like that is the goal while you're conducting that call. And it's going to also sound like that was the goal when you're sitting in front of that client and you are signing a contract. So just a super quick recap, and we can go over the process of wholesaling in other videos. But make sure that you remember the concept of wholesaling is pretty simple, right? You find a property, distressed property that an owner is looking to get rid of for whatever the value is that you guys have calculated. We're going to use small numbers for the sake of being fast. $40,000 property, he says, fine, I want $40,000 out of this property. You see a little bit more value in it. You work your strategic marketing skills to get that in front of cash investors. And let's say you market that property for $50,000. So because 40 and 50 have that 10 in between, that difference is yours. You keep that as what's called an assignment fee. All right, so you just made $10,000 off of just connecting someone with a property that one owner no longer wants to one owner does want and has future plans with. So congratulations, that's wholesaling. So on a cold call, when dealing with wholesaling, number 1 is going to be know your mission. And of course, a big part of knowing your mission is making sure that you're being clear, concise, and sure, right? You want to make sure that that intended goal is a clear focus of what you're going after when you make that phone call. So let me give you an example. I call. We're not going to go through a full cold call kind of script thing. I'm really not a super fan of scripts. I feel like you should be more organic in your calls and kind of go with the flow. But if you follow these 5 steps, this can be a good blueprint for how your script should go. So you won't need like a word by word script, right? So I call this homeowner of this distressed property. I let them know that I'm a local investor. I'm doing some purchasing in the area, and I was just curious what kind of plans they had for this property, right? And then I get the feedback from them. And a lot of my call, I let them talk, right? I want to hear their story. I want to hear the story behind the property. I want to know what plans they have for the property. And then I'm able to kind of get in there and make sure that we set that next piece, which is that meeting. So let's go to step 2. We want to confirm our status. We want to show them our seriousness and show them our willingness to take on that property. So what does that mean? We want to confirm our status. We want to let them know that we are serious. We are a serious investment company in the area. We are serious about the fact that if we say we're coming out to that property and we plan on making a deal, we're coming out to that property and we are absolutely going to make a deal. So make sure you confirm that in the words that you're using. Use that in your vocabulary. Make sure that your language is clear. Make sure that you speak to a little bit of your experience, right? I'll give you a hint. If you are doing any type of project in the area, whether it's a fix and flip, whether you just bought a marketing list, whether you're just looking around, you are invested in that area. Feel free to use that language to make sure that that potential seller understands you're serious about what you're doing. You're not just one of these people calling and you're never going to follow through. You're going to follow through. You're going to put them in the right system and you're going to follow up and you're going to close the deal. Willingness is important too, to make sure that they understand while you're allowing them to tell you their story and they're giving you all the bad about the property, right? They just want to get rid of it. Story, story, story. They've had issues. Story, story, story. There's a hole in the roof. The floor is sinking in. You want to let them get all of that out, right? You want to try to buy into as much as what they're saying. You understand. You've seen things like that before. Oh no. Use a little bit of dramatics, etc. But the end goal is you want them to feel comfortable with whatever they told you is fine because you are willing to take on that property. Thus far, of course, we still need to have this meeting, but for the most part, you're going to take on that property. And don't forget, while you're in this step, this is when you start talking to that gatekeeper, right? This is when you start getting a little bit of resistance. You're having that phone call. You're letting them know who you are. You're confirming what you're trying to do. And you may get some different type of responses when it comes to this, right? This is where they'll say, no, thanks, I'm not interested. Click, and that's okay. We just move on. Or this is when they say, you know what? I am absolutely tired of that property. What you got? Right? And you start going through that. But if you slack on confirming your willingness, confirming your status, who you are and what you can do for them, then that call is going to be over faster than you want it to be. So absolutely make sure you're prepared for the rebuttals, right? You're prepared for the resistance. You're prepared for the gatekeeper. And if it is someone else that you need to talk to, your the actual seller, the owner of the property, then you need to make sure that your pleasantries are in line. All right, you want to make sure that you understand your goal and you keep that at the forefront of your conversation, and that you really just work on the language that you use to make sure that you can get around them and get to your intended person. Let's move to step 3. You want to listen to their wants. Listen to their wants. I can't say this enough within these top 5 things. You want to absolutely make sure that listening is your best attribute or asset. It's the best feature that you're going to show them that you have is listening before you respond. Listen, it's important. When people are telling their stories, this is something I teach in sales trainings and all over. And this will help you be successful in this industry, period. You want to listen more than you talk, right? And you want to listen before you start talking, because a lot of times a owner of a distressed property will give you enough information for you to tweak your answer to make sure that you're appealing to their actual wants. And a lot of times people just want someone to listen to their story. That's okay. A lot of them are very intriguing, entertaining, and they can give you information on how you can respond. So that's absolutely okay. The next thing, number 4, is going to be goal for a meeting. GOAL, goal for a meeting. You absolutely want to make sure that we talked about this in step 1 with knowing your mission. You want to make sure that that intended goal is to get to the property, meet them. Listen, due to COVID, so many other things happening, we were introduced to a world of virtual like we've never known, right? And we've had different ways to access virtual meetings and conduct business, by being distant, and it's okay. Feel free to bring some of that into your wholesaling business, to meet with a homeowner of a distressed property virtual if they're out of town. Maybe they're an absentee owner or a vacant owner, or they own this old rental property they haven't been doing nothing with, and they live far, far away. That's fine to meet with them virtually. You want to get that done as soon as possible. But you want to put your hands on that property as soon as possible. Right? Meet with that homeowner, go over some of the things that you're looking for. I actually recommend 2, maybe even 3 meetings, right? Your first meeting, you're talking with them on the phone. Then you're going to talk with them virtually, set up a live meet if you want to set up like a Ring Central. I know it's so many different ones you can attach to like your Podio software. But you can also, Zoom, whatever virtual meeting platform, Google Meets, whatever you're using, meet with them virtually to put a face to name. I think that's super important. And then, of course, go put your hands on the property. If you have access to a contractor, take them with you until you feel comfortable pricing different damages and repairs and different things like that. Doing the work on your comp so you can know what the ARV is, etc. Because all that's valuable information to make sure when you pass that over to the end investor, they're excited that you already did the comps. They're probably going to still do their comps as well, but you gave them a leg up on finding that information. And the last step, the number 5, confirm the deal, people. Confirm the deal. Absolutely make sure once you get there, you put your hands on that property. I never understood why people take so long to do the numbers, make an offer on that property, and set that contract appointment. That needs to be like this. Right? Absolutely go after it. You got there. You spoke with them on the phone, right? You made a face-to-face appointment. You've confirmed your business. They understand that you mean business, right? You let them know what you believe you can help them with and what you're going to do to get that property sold. They're excited. They're looking forward to getting that check, and then you get the work. Gear on, you start marketing that property to other investors. You go out and you get those offers in. You make that call back to that seller. Make sure they know, connect with an attorney. Close the deal, people. Close the deal, collect your check, and then we move on. So remember, these are the top 5 things you want to do when going through that wholesale call process. It's simple. Number 1, know your mission. Number 2, confirm status, your seriousness, and your willingness. Number 3, listen to their wants. You got to listen, people. Listen. And number 4, goal for a meeting. That's GOAL for a meeting. This is a G4M, baby. We got to make sure that we keep that goal in mind. And number 5, confirm the deal. Confirm the deal. I'm super excited. We're going to get some of these things put on a t-shirt for you to make sure that you don't forget these 5 steps to getting through a wholesale call. I'm super excited. I'm Mr. J. Howard. I hope these tips help you gain success in the wholesale industry. We're going to keep them coming. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you at the bank. Thanks.